live from the porch. Live from the... I wanted to come to y'all earlier when it was still some daylight. But you know a nigga be busy as fuck. I tried to come to y'all 2 hours ago. I was like, let me let these niggas see me in the daytime. But what up, y'all? Y'all have a good one. Yes, sir. Yeah, that's how we do in LA. We black men, we greet each other here in this city. We greet each other. You see another black man in LA, you better greet that black man. Say what's up. What's up, Devin? What's up, Rob Justice, Mark Y. Smith? Let me go ahead and light. You see, I got that little. Remember that I used to smoke that cigarette and light, and while you're talking, that's what I'm working on with these blunts. You know what I mean? Talking to blunt in your mouth like a real nigga. What up, y'all? What's up, y'all? Come on in here. It's been a whole lot. Devin, you said like the old black mechanic? Yeah. You know, that's me talking with the front of my mouth right there. I don't mean to make y'all dizzy. All y'all see is a blunt bouncing up and down in front of y'all face when I'm talking. You dig what I'm saying? That's how them old niggas do. This our brother's name Otis talk. Brother John Larry. This how brother John Larry talk. We in here. Salute to the Jayla's Candles Light the Mood.com. 40% off them dope ass candles. 40%, nigga. With my product code Weed Smoke 22. Get some of those good smelling ass candles. I know a lot of y'all done bought candles from her before. You should have been burning them. Those candles should be burnt out by now. So that means it's time for you to get another order of candles from lightthemood.com. And then make sure to get your reading at breakthroughcars.com. And know that DwannBrown Live chat room moderators put the ticket link to Dwan B Live February 25th. I got an email from the club. The tickets are already at 65% sold. There will be no tickets at the door, so get your tickets online, and my mods will put that in the chat room. So yeah, we're gonna talk a little bit about it. My story tonight was going to be on. We still gonna talk about Ice Cube and the BillBoard magazine. Let's talk about Idris Elba. Idris Elba put up a tweet, y'all, saying that he don't want to be considered black no more. What y'all think about that? I'm actually cool with it. With Idris Elba doing that, I'm cool with it because I think more non-black Americans to say they don't call themselves black. That's fine by me. He said it thinks it holds him back. So all I gotta say to Idris Elba, let's see how this shit works out for you. They done let your ass play James Bond because of the color of your skin, so we gonna see how that works. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Quan. More jobs for us, cool. Cool. Yeah. Idris Elba said, I don't want to be considered black because black has too many constraints. Black has too many things that hold you back. So, yeah, that's his point of view. See, that's what happened. Hollywood knows what it's doing. Isaiah Washington is the person that Idris Elba replaced. You notice Idris Elba started getting a lot of his roles around the time Isaiah Washington went through that thing with Grey's Anatomy. Before Isaiah Washington went through that back and forth with Grey's Anatomy, those were his roles. And they got a brother from the UK that looks similar build, similar stature, with an accent that don't think he black, and said, okay, Isaiah, you want to stand up and speak for yourself? I got something for your black ass. Idris Elba, come do this role real quick. Hollywood know how to pick their niggas. Hollywood knows how to pick their niggas. Stanley said he should have said that when he was on the wire. Right. He should have said that then. Oh, shit. I fucked up. I'll leave it there. Whatever. I'll do something in the house, try to throw it on the couch. Ended up going on the floor. And about whenever my wife come back in the couch in the living room, she'll be like, "What's this doing on the floor?" Fellas, you know how that go when you married with your woman. You run the household, but she runs the household. You dig what I'm saying? And men that don't understand that principle got fucked up marriages. Me personally, I'm a man. I deal with everything outside the house. Inside the house, that's my wife's domain. I can't do everything. I let her handle anything going on inside them four walls. I just make sure that she got four walls to have some domain over. Because let me tell you something, fellas, before I get into the topic. Let me tell you something, fellas. Women can make the inside of your house way prettier and smelling better than you can. Not unless you one of them. If you one of them metrosexual dudes, then you got it. You got it, bruh. If you one of them metrosexual dudes, one of them dudes that are fashion forward, then all right, for you, don't listen to me. You got your own thing. But for the rest of us non-metrosexual males, when you get a spot or your woman to come into your domain, to your spot, what goes on inside them four walls, allow her to be free and creative. Because she gonna bring back some shit way doper than you could have conceived. See, the issue with society is a lot of times men think that when you listen to these cats talk, I ain't letting no woman control nothing. I ain't letting no woman do this. I ain't letting no woman do that. And I be thinking, shit, well, nigga, how hard you want to work? DwannBrown don't believe in working hard. I believe in working smart. I go out there and grind and do what I do, and I control that. But inside the house, if she wants something on this side of the living room, and you want it on that side of the living room, man, let the woman put it on her side of the living room. If you think something belongs on this shelf and she thinks it belongs on that shelf, man, that's one of the battles you shouldn't fight, fellas. There's way bigger battles to fight than little bullshit. So, you retired military brother, this don't apply to you. If you military and OCD, she better listen to you, because I don't want you strangling her ass. I don't want you to get one of them military flashbacks. You end up thinking your wife is somewhere on a battlefield of Desert Storm with your ass. So, to the military brother with OCD, you ain't part of this conversation. But I believe in working. Shit, I believe in working smart, not hard. I believe in, and I'm a Gemini. I'm a sloppy ass. I'm a real ass. I'm a sloppy ass nigga. Let's just tell the truth. I'll throw some shit in the corner so goddamn fast. Now my shit is organized, but it's organized in chaos. I know where everything is. I don't lose shit, but my shit is organized chaotically. So having a woman that can take my chaos and put it in order, that made my life way easier, fellas. What's up, Dedication 666? Yeah, Jim, and I'm all over the goddamn place. So having a woman to get my shit and put it in line, that's cool with me. That is cool with me. Let me go back out and grind. And when I'm done grinding, I'm gonna come on and play video games and get on the internet and talk to you niggas while my woman does all the paperwork and all the shit that I hate doing. You dig? So yeah, we talking about this became a last second topic because of what's been going on, and I really feel like I got to talk about this. For those of you who don't know, there's been a lot going back and forth, and I don't like talking about other people's business. That's why I didn't tag Tariq's channel. That's why I didn't tag Taharka Bey's channel. I could easily have 5 times the views if I went inside on my computer, got on camera with my studio set up, and I tagged both of those brothers' channels. I could have 5 times the views. But I'm not doing this for the views. I'm doing this for the people because of the way I feel. Those who this message is for are going to be in the room. And that's all that matters to me, that those who this message is for are in the room. So for those of you who don't know, and again, salute to the chat room, salute to everybody in the chat room. I'm about to, y'all know how I get down when I get a stream of consciousness. I do not look at the chat. So I'm about to get on my stream of consciousness here. So I won't be looking at y'all. So before I get into the stream of consciousness, salute to the chat room, salute to everybody in here. Thank y'all again for joining. Get your breedings, get your t-shirts, all the good shit. But thank y'all for joining. So let's get into it. We could say we started the 12-minute mark for the people, for the mods. Somebody want to make a comment at the end of the video? 12-minute mark. So, Tariq, it's been a lot going on with our brother Tariq, and it's a lot going on in the environment around him, and you know what I mean? For those of you who don't know, he had some dude named Taharka Bey who, I didn't know who Taharka Bey was. Hey, have a good one. I didn't know who Taharka Bey was until, what was that, September, whenever that was, when Tariq called him out. I didn't know who he was before that. Taharka Bey is this Moorish fella from Baltimore who came to LA, confronted our brother Tariq, and got the dog shit slapped out of him. I was in that neighborhood maybe about an hour or two before that happened. Oh, shit. I'm sorry, I got thrown off. I got white people walking through my neighborhood with dogs now. There wasn't no fucking crackers over here 2 years ago. You know what's crazy part about my neighborhood? We have bums over here now, like white bums. I don't have, in my neighborhood, LA has like a lot of homelessness going on. My neighborhood has never dealt with homelessness. But this last 6 months, it's been like 3 consistent white homeless bums walking around here. I'm like, this is a black neighborhood with no black bums. I live in a black neighborhood with 3 white bums. Anyway, back to what I'm talking about. How I live in a black neighborhood with 3 white bums? I gotta turn that shit into a stand-up joke. Anyway. So, Taharka Bey comes to LA, Tariq slaps shit out of him. And then today, I guess when I looked on, and then let me finish. After Tariq slapped the shit out of Taharka, he went on his live on his Twitter, and he went on his Twitter and talked about slapping Taharka Bey, which, you know, he deserved. I'm not gonna say he didn't deserve it, because when I went to Taharka Bey's channel and I heard his point of view, he said that he walked up he said, according to him, again, y'all can go back and watch this shit. I'm not at my computer, so I can't play these links for you. I didn't want to be in my computer because I wanted to smoke this blunt instead. This is some Blackberry Kush, y'all. Anyway, so, oh shit, that nigga almost got hit. Well, anyway, Tariq posted the video of him saying that he slapped Taharka Bey, and then he posted a video of Taharka Bey running away to get in this car, and we see that. And then today, Tariq had a follow-up to his lawsuit, with, I guess, that Pan-African dude strikes back. Another person who I had no clue this person existed until that rally that Connie had with Power 106. I went to that rally, and I'm telling y'all right now, I ain't doing no more fucking rallies and protests. Protests and protests and shit, that ain't my thing. It never was my thing. But I did do the Power 106 protests this year because, you know, what goes on the radio is near and dear to my heart. So I saw the Pan-African Strikes Back dude. He was up there disturbing the rally. He had these tiny Larry Bird shorts on. And, you know, the nigga had his thighs lotioned. Anybody who ever seen it, y'all know Grady, the comedian Grady? Grady funny the motherfucker. Grady got a joke about how niggas shouldn't lotion they upper thighs. Like, you should never see a grown-ass man lotioning his upper thighs. That's a funny-ass bit by Grady. Y'all should hear it if you ever see it. See him. If Grady comes to your town, buy a ticket and go see him. But anyway, dude comes up there and in these little ass shorts and disturbs the rally. And then that's how I found about who he was. And then when I go check this channel, I saw that basically his channel had, at the time, I don't know what it is now, but at the time, most of his videos got 300 to 500 views. But if he talked about Tariq Nasheed, his views got like 5,000-6,000 views. Again, this was at the time when I think that was September when the rally happened, or August. I haven't checked the dude's channel since then because I don't subscribe to him. But at the time, I was like, who is this dude? And I saw, okay, this is a dude with a couple hundred views, unless he's talking about Tariq. If he's talking about Tariq, it's a lot of views. Okay, whatever. Well, that Pan-Africanism Strikes Back guy, apparently, I guess Tariq, I don't know the details because full disclosure, I've never talked to Tariq about this. I've only heard what Tariq has said on the show, and I haven't seen every episode of Tariq's show over the last couple months. So there could easily be information that I'm missing. So I want to give you guys that disclaimer. So I could easily be missing some information. I don't watch Pan-Africanism Strikes Back at all. And I haven't seen every Tariq video over the last time, but I have seen him talk about it. So I guess Tariq thinks that the dude, Pan-Africanism Strikes Back, was a person that violated the museum because the museum was his museum was, I guess, a few months ago. Well, I saw he took video of a few months ago. It was somebody had did something to his museum. So I guess I think Tariq wanted a restraining order against the Pan-African Strikes Back dude. Tariq wanted a restraining order against him, and apparently today the restraining order was denied by the judge. And so from what I hear, the Pan-African dude, people send me clips all the goddamn time. What's up, Shill? What's up? You good?
Yeah, I'm hanging in here.
Yeah, keep hanging in there. So I guess the judge denied it or whatever. I guess so, the judge denied the restraining order. But I see where Tariq is coming from that point of view also, because if you feel someone's violating your museum, of course you want to get paperwork on them, so just in case something else happens or they do something, you can show a track record or whatever. So I get it. But why am I saying all this? And it's funny too, because like on the video there, if y'all, it's no disclosure. Y'all who saw the video, I realized I didn't know the lawyer that Pan-Africanism Strikes Back used, somebody I went to high school with. If you check back further on the channel, I actually interviewed him on this channel over some shit like 2 years ago. And he came down and did Craig Facts with us. Well, I don't talk to his, y'all know how it is when you've been knowing somebody your whole life, but you don't really talk to them like that? That's how it is with me and his lawyer. I met his lawyer in middle school, Overright Middle School. Then we went to Westchester High School together. Funny Dwan story. Y'all know I tell y'all I had 2 knee surgeries. One knee surgery I had right after high school. The other one I had like 10 years ago. Well, the first knee surgery I had right after high school, Jai, Pan-African dude's lawyer, was one of the causes for that injury. Quick Dwan story. I was playing defensive line in practice. I was on the offensive line, but I was playing defensive line and I was shooting the gap. Shooting that gap. So they started triple teaming me. And so I got double teamed by the center and the right guard. And they stood me up. And then Jai was playing fullback. And he was the third guy. So when he hit, I was kind of stood up. So when he hit the back of the center and the right guard, that pushed me back and my cleats was still stuck in the ground. And that's how I tore my knee. It's like a running joke whenever I see Jai. But I don't see Jai often. He's not somebody, we travel in different circles. You know what I mean? And he's somebody that when we do see, we did have a mutual friend a while ago. All we did was clown the fuck out of him. It was always funny talking shit to Jai. But it was just crazy seeing him because, on one hand it's good to see, he got his dream. He always talked about, I remember him, when we, was in high school, talk about being a lawyer when we had classes together. But anyway, it was just funny seeing that. You know what I mean? Like, damn, that's crazy. This nigga Jai is this nigga's lawyer. So it's just a small world. You know what I mean? It's a very small world. So why am I talking about this? Okay, this is what I'm talking about this. The fallout behind what's going on with Tariq, the Taharka Bey guy, the Pan-Africanism guy, is you're seeing a lot of people, the divisions come up. And it's okay to be divided. I don't believe everybody should be united. You get united around an ideology. We ain't got to be friends. I don't believe in this joy luck club. Everybody come together. We shouldn't be fighting in the black community. The black community's always gonna have fights. It's human to fight. Niggas is gonna fight. It's just like white folks fight. Just here's the example I always use. Alexander Hamilton, the creator of the United States financial system, him getting killed by Aaron Burr, the vice president of the United States, that did not stop the United States from being built. And internal strife is always going to exist. President Lincoln got dealt with right by the White House. The United States kept moving. And we ain't even talking about nothing that violent. Inner conflict is always going, whether it be shit talking, fights, fisticuffs. You know what I mean? When the ideology is square, when the ideology is clear, when you, me, you, us, the rank and file, the people who are not the leaders, I ain't no goddamn leader for motherfucking show. But the people that are the perceived leaders, when they stumble and fall, or they get the perception of stumbling and falling, the movement can't stop. You got to keep going. The reason why movements stopped, like after King and X got killed, the reason why that got stopped was because there were too many black people looking to those leaders. And not enough that saw themselves as a leader. So when the messengers got killed and got silenced, because everybody don't get killed, Muhammad Ali got silenced. He couldn't talk anymore. Farrakhan, when he was popping in the early 90s, they just took a microphone from him. Y'all remember the early 90s when you had Farrakhan, Sister Soldier, Dr. Wells, Khalid Muhammad? These cats was always on TV, on the Donahue show. They would be on Sally Jesse Raphael. There would be some outlet to hear these cats. And then what they did with them, they just unplugged their mics. And that early 90s revolutionary movement was, by the time we get to 1996, was all done. By the time we get to 96, it's all be a gangster or hoes and clothes. Those are the two ideologies. 91, you got Cube put in Khalid Muhammad voiceovers in his shit. You got X-Clan doing their thing. You got Scheherazade Ali, she's coming on TV talking about a woman's guide to loving a black man. There was a particular consciousness of the early 90s. Let's study history real quick, y'all, because I like to bring things full circle. I don't want to just talk in a vacuum. I want to give context, and hopefully my intention is to give people out there information, a point of view that can spur a thought for your own action internally and how you approach this whole thing. That's my only thing I want out of this. So early 90s, Malcolm X comes out. You got the music, Arrested Development. You got Revolution. You got Brand Nubians. You know what I mean? You had a certain particular consciousness going on in the early 90s. And then in 1996, that Telecommunications Act was signed. And that's when the TV went from local to national. Radio went from local to national. And in 93 is when you saw the music industry shift. And 93, you didn't see any more new people coming on talking consciousness. Now, some of the people that were around before 93, they would, if they did later albums, they would have some kind of smart message. But the people that were signed to labels after 93, the new acts, they wasn't talking about shit. You know, Tupac gets killed off and Biggie. And then in comes the gangster and the hoes and clothes. Well, Tupac did a good job, a big job, major job of bringing in the gangster thing. And then, you had gangster on the West Coast and hoes and clothes on the East Coast. And then when the South come in, you bring the lean into it. So they brought death and destruction, but that happened when they were able to pull the plug, because at the time, the consciousness of the people was looking for leadership. The consciousness of the people needed a leader. So this time it's not King and X, they're gone. Muhammad Ali can't talk because they put something up in his blood. Shit, Michael J. Fox got the same goddamn disease as Muhammad Ali. Why Muhammad Ali can't talk? And Parkinson's. Hell, Maurice White had Parkinson's like Muhammad Ali. And he was still singing with Earth, Wind, and Fire for like 10, 15 years after getting it. And he was talking up until the day he died, talking clearly. He just had the shizaches. He had the blenders. Parkinson's that's the blenders. He had the blender disease, but he still could talk. Why Muhammad Ali can't talk? But that's another topic. Back to what we're talking about. Things we just got to think about, okay? So in the early 90s, you have a particular consciousness developing again in Black America from, say, 1989 to 93. The street niggas had the hip hop to look to. The straight by the book niggas like me, we got a different world on TV. We got the Cosby Show on TV. So you had these two forms of thoughts developing within Black America in the late 80s and the early 90s. One side was go to college, get a degree, join a frat, and we see how many niggas did that. Shit, we just ended the month of January. If you're on social media, on Facebook like me, all you see in December is January is all these niggas shouting out when they fraternity or sorority was founded. Ooh, January 9th, 1921, ski-wee, or whatever the fuck date that sorry-ass sorority was founded. The sorry-ass Omega Psi-Phis and Alpha Kappa, Alpha, where the fuck y'all is. All you niggas is corny. Well, not all y'all. Some of y'all niggas is cool. Some of y'all are cool. But overall, them frats are fucking corny. Corny ass shit. That was all but dead in the late 70s. Frats and that shit was all but dead in the late 70s. Bill Cosby, The movie School Days, that brought in a new consciousness to Black America. Do the Right Thing had dropped. Colors had come out. The first movie really exposing what was going on the street. Boys in the Hood. Let's go back to that era. We're really between 88 and 93. Between 88 and 93. After 93, it started getting real gimmicky. But between 88 and 93, the streets, because the mainstream was very fluff and puff. You know, the 80s on one hand, everything in the 80s mainstream was just corny, big, and stupid. So that consciousness started to come, and it was coming through Arsenio Hall show. We always got to give love to Arsenio. Michael Jackson, Man in the Mirror. Michael Jackson needs his due as far as bringing the consciousness to us. And the Bad album told us to look into the man in the mirror. You know, he told us, in the next song, Another Part of Me, we're a part of one another. We're taking over. We have the truth. This is the message I bring to you. There is no danger. So come together. You're one of us. That song, go back and listen to that Another Part of Me by Michael Jackson. He was telling you, everybody, that look, if you come together in truth and righteousness, there's nothing to fear. And then he turns around and remember the time and gives Black America the first depictions of ancient Egypt with black faces. There's a lot. This go back to the stew. This is the stew of the early 90s. So the consciousness of Black America at that time, I'm 10 years old, but I've always been hella perceptive. That's why Ice Cube is my muse. Ice Cube is my muse when it comes to entertainment. You know what I mean? He's my muse. When I started doing stand-up comedy, I took more inspiration from Ice Cube than any other comic. Still, to this day, creatively, when I'm doing something creatively in my projects, if y'all want to know who my muse is, who gives me the most inspiration, it's Ice Cube. Down to the fact that he married the woman he was with. I got a beat from Kim, and she can do it all night. Well, Ice Cube married Kim and made her his manager. Shit, I married my wife. My wife is my day one too. That's how much inspiration Cube is giving me. So, this is the consciousness of America. And Black America took root in that. That era, if y'all want to know what went into the stew that made me who I am, that era, because that era was around when I was 8 years old, when I was 9, when I was 10. And as a little boy, I've always been perceptive. I was a kid that wanted to be around the grown people. I was only around the other kids to play basketball. If we was playing basketball, I'd be with the other kids. But if it wasn't no basketball being played, nigga, I want to be around the old people. So that era, School Days, I remember going to see School Days at the Baldwin Hills Theater, Coliseum in La Brea, just outside the Jungles. 20 minutes after me and my mom left, we get home, we hear gunshots because we lived that close to it. Somebody got shot and killed at the motherfucker about 20 minutes after we left to see School Days. But that era, going to college, you know what I mean? That I saw what it did with the consciousness of us. I was on the corny side of the game. I was on I'm a square. I'm on this. I'm not corny. I've never been corny, nigga. One thing about DwannBrown is I am not a corny nigga. I got charisma like a motherfucker when I choose. Well, anyway, I'm a square. I'm definitely a square that's shaped like an egg. I'm a fat nigga, I get it, but I'm square. I'm losing the weight. I'm down 30 pounds in the last 3 months. Thanks to that mushroom trip that told me I need to lose weight and stop eating beef. But anyway, you got that going on. One of my favorite songs of the early 90s was To the East, My Brother to the East. I love that video. I remember when To the East came out. in that video with them tall with them black men towering over the high rises in New York. Do y'all know how much, if I ever got to meet them brothers from X-Clan, just the image of having these brothers standing towering over these high rises in New York, that just did something for my soul and my spirit. Because I wasn't raised in a conscious household. I was raised in a church household. I was raised in a very loving household. I love my mom and my dad. I'll talk to my mom today. I'm talking to my dad. My mommy and my daddy gonna be in my show, February 25th, Comedy Chateau. Get your tickets right now, pre-sale. Mods, can you please put the link to my show, February 25th, here in Los Angeles. DwannB Live. Get your pre-sales. As of earlier today, the show is 65% sold out, and I'm still 2 weeks away. And so, I was raised in a very loving household, but it wasn't conscious. It was go to church, follow the program. My household was very follow the rules, follow the program, do as you're told, be the best person you can be honest, talk out your issues before you decide to fight or do something else. I was raised the person you guys see, this wasn't put into my consciousness through my mom and my dad. I went to church, nigga, 3 days a week. I played the drums at church. That's how I played the drums at church, motherfucker, starting at 14. It was that era that put that consciousness in me. Seeing Dr. Welsing on Phil Donahue being mad. I want my grandmama to turn to cartoons, but she watching Donahue. This back in the day where my grandparents' house only got a couple TV, wasn't no third TV I can go and watch. My granddad watching baseball, so there ain't no way in hell I'm gonna be able to turn that shit. Hey, you be better off seeing Jesus walk down the stairway to heaven to come wash your feet before my grandfather turned from baseball. So the only person I can jive and connive would be my grandmama. My grandmama, me and her were close, so I could bullshit my grandmama. But I remember my grandmama watching Donahue and seeing Dr. Welsing on, Farrakhan and Khalid Muhammad. And it would be something about when those people would be on, I wouldn't want her to change the channel. It would be something about when Shahrazad Ali would be on Donahue. Man, you have a good one, brother. Be safe, bruh. Yep. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So it's something about my mom, it was something about when those episodes would come on, I wouldn't bother my grandmother to turn the channel. I was sitting and watch. I was like 8. I was like 10. When you a 10-year-old boy, you ain't trying to sit and watch no goddamn talk show. But it was something about seeing Dr. Welsing sit on that stage by herself and all these white people question her, and she just sat there in strength and power. I didn't want to turn the channel. Why am I saying all this? I'm saying it for a point. I'm bringing us back to a point. When Black America has been in its most consciousness, the consciousness was in the music. It was in our faces, in the entertainment. When you go back and listen, if you read Death of a King by Tavis Smiley, Dr. King says that it was the music of Aretha Franklin that would keep him going. Because if you read that book, Dr. King's schedule was crazy. He'd be in Chicago for a breakfast and then have to fly to LA to speak at a dinner, and then be in San Francisco the next morning for a breakfast, then back in motherfucking Dallas for a conference at lunch, and then back in Memphis for something at dinner. That's how. And he talked about how Aretha Franklin and the music of the time is what gave him the lifeblood to keep pushing. Why am I saying all this? Well, the consciousness of Black America has risen again over the last 10 years because of the internet. Because of the internet. And And we got to give Tariq a lot of credit for that. Hidden Colors. Before YouTube got really as big as it is, Hidden Colors. I remember Hidden Colors here in LA was a hood classic. Y'all know Kamira White. She gonna be on my show February 25th at the Comedy Chateau. Get your tickets right now. Kamira White, Slink Johnson, Larry Goodwell, and me. Well, Kamira, it's like 2013, 2014. She's like, Dwan, you seen that Hidden Colors? I'm like, the fuck is Hidden Colors? And she's like, you gotta see that Hidden Colors. I'm like, man, it's me. I'll never forget. It was me, Kamira, Larry Goodwell, who's also gonna be on my show February 25th at the Comedy Chateau. Get your tickets right now. And Teddy Ray. Teddy Ray was there. This was like around the time I had just met Kamira, but I had been knowing Teddy and Brent. Me, Kamira White, Teddy Ray, and Larry Goodwell. We at Kamira's house. Kamira used to do a comedy show right down the street. And then when we be done, we go over to Kamira's house and be kicking it. And she was like, y'all seen Hidden Colors? And I'm like, nah. So she pulled a DVD out, but the motherfucker was scratched. So we couldn't, it was a bootleg anyway. So we couldn't see it. But she just was like, Dwan, you gotta watch Hidden Colors. And then I watched it, and it was like, when I saw Hidden Colors, most of the, I'm not gonna say it like I know most of the information I did know. But the way Tariq put it together, it made things make sense. It was like, it's one thing to know bits and pieces of information here and there. It's different when you tie it all in together. See, I knew the bits and pieces of information, now I'm gonna say I knew it all. I'll say I knew 65 to 70% of all the bits and pieces of information, but none of it made sense. Hidden Colors made it all make sense to me. And it did that for a lot of people. And I know there are people out there that have been like, man, Hidden Colors, it's niggas that be like, man, Hidden Colors, that's black empowerment for dummies and blah, blah, blah. Well, for all you super conscious niggas who were awoke and aware and knew it all before 2010, why the fuck didn't you do it? That's my only question. Anytime somebody come in and be like, man, I knew all this, and Tariq, that Hidden Colors, man, nah. That Hidden Colors didn't tell nothing new. It just, man, black folks should have been knowing that. Okay, well, you know black folks have been miseducated, so what were you doing to help with that? Instead of criticizing that man for putting it together, where's your contribution? Hell, at least Wesley Snipes funded Dr. John Henry Clark's A Great and Mighty Walk. The video with Dr. Clark, A Great and Mighty Walk, Wesley Snipes put his money behind that. Okay, he did that, something like that. What did you do? Before you get into all that who was conscious first bullshit ass talk a lot of you insecure ass niggas like talking about. So when it come down to it, it's like, you know, Tariq helped spur that consciousness on. And that mark you can never take from him. So you got these people coming up out of nowhere, Taharka Bey, Pan-Africanism Strikes Back, which me personally, I don't think their followings are big enough to get our brother's attention, but you know what I mean? That's his choice. I ain't gonna tell that nigga what he should and shouldn't do. He move wherever the fuck he wanna move. That is not my business at all. But we see what it is. And here's why I'm having this conversation with you guys at the 45-minute mark. I'm having this conversation because we saw what happened in the 60s when the messengers were tarnished. When their images were tarnished in some kind of way. We saw what happened in the 90s when the message got unplugged. I have no doubt that a lot of this confusion going on, the hidden hand is involved. And those of you who know what I'm talking about, I don't need to explain it because it's already understood. There's a lot of hidden hand behavior going on right now. Around the rally, around this museum, there's a lot of hidden hand behavior, activities. So with that being said, to the rank and file, me, you, us, we, all of us who ain't looked at as an organizer, if anything happens to tarnish anybody's image, you know what I mean? Because what's happening is most people don't pay attention. So just by the fact of Tariq responding and these things going on, and I personally think his responses are justified. Old boy did deserve to get slapped. I understand why, you want to sue somebody who you think if you think they violated your museum. I understand it all. I'm not here to say what he should and shouldn't do. But we know how media works. If media decide to one day jump in and tarnish our brother's image or not even his image, they use that as leverage to go at reparations, what are we gonna do? Because all the stuff that's going on right now, no matter who I don't care. I didn't say anything about whose side you fall on. I'm not here to get in the middle of that. You like who you like. That ain't my fucking business. But what is my business is reparations. What is my business is that we continue to push forward with reparations. What is my business is that we continue to push forward with revealing our consciousness in this Black History Month, Black History Year, Black History Day, Black History Eternity. That is my business, that we continue to grow as a people and wake up more and find out more about ourselves and get more politically savvy. That is my dad. Black people being politically savvy for the first time in United States history, that is my business. Black people's reparations, that is my business. Black people being on code with one another, that is my business. If the media decides to use all this bullshit to tarnish reparations, are we gonna let that get us off of our goal like we did in the 60s and the 90s? Every 30 years, shit cycles back. Notice that these be happening like in these 30-year cycles. 20, 30-year cycles, 20, 30-year cycles, 20, 30-year cycles. You know what I mean? Cycles, shit get blown off, take about 20 years for it to catch steam again. You know what I mean? Shit got fucked off around 93. Stuff didn't start catching steam again until what? Trayvon Martin or Eric Gardner? What was that, 2013, 14? 12, 13? It was 20 years after 92. It took about 20 years. Are we gonna continue to because another thing I've been seeing online, salute to the chat room. Again, I ain't been looking at the chat room because I'm still stuck in the stream of consciousness. Whenever this stream of consciousness break, I holler at y'all. So if you want to repeat something you said in the chat, I can guarantee you I didn't read it. But right now, what's going on is, reparations are loud and proud. So you can see the media using anything it can to take the goal and focus off reparations. And then you got a lot of people out there, I'm FBA, I'm B1, I'm Native American, I'm American Indian, don't call ourselves black, I'm a Democrat, I'm LGBTQ. all this shit. You saw that tweet I put out earlier. My Twitter's finally starting to calm down. 3 million impressions later. I'm damn near at 3 million impressions on that tweet that I put out about Beyonce on Sunday. That shit's, I'm still getting 30 comments a day, but for a while it was 30, 40 comments an hour. But a lot of it's been around, people calling themselves queer and seeing themselves as other than black. Talking about anything other than reparations. Like this whole LeBron passing the record thing. I had a dude on Facebook today threaten to fight me over something I said about LeBron James. And all I said was, it was somebody else's post. They asked, why are Laker fans so critical of LeBron, but they let Kobe get a pass when he got to the end of his career and he was injured. We were nigga, because Kobe played all of his years for the Lakers. And nigga, all I said was, shit, my Lakers got #1 draft picks and they didn't have this super team and they didn't lose with a super team. And then some other dude who I don't even know just jumped in, was he said something about, what if and I was like, I don't give a fuck. And the nigga went into some whole long soliloquy, I'll whoop your ass and blah, 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 on Facebook. Who the fuck threatens to fight on Facebook, Fedbook? Who does that? But when you're talking about LeBron James, these men get their panties in a tizzy. All these grown-ass men. Man, say something bad about LeBron James and watch all you niggas, watch these grown-ass men get their urethra scratched. Nigga, you scratch your own urethra. Your dick turned inwards on you, you pussy. And I said it like that. And I hope that offended anybody who looks at a professional athlete as somebody that you need to defend like that. Fuck you. And that's why I be having so much fun on the internet clowning these niggas, because it's just stupid. Because you don't defend your own family like that. And I said that, and then the Beyonce fans, they was all going mad. Again, damn near 3 million people saw that tweet I put out about Beyonce. 3 million, damn near. And they mad about somebody who can't find a third of a fuck to even know they exist. You know what I mean? Positive influence, you ask, why are you hearing commentators talk about the number 38? Any significance? Well, 38 equals an 11, and 11 is a master number. 11 is a number of self-mastery. No, 22 is self-mastery. 11 is a number of mastery. 22 is self-mastery. But 11 is a very difficult path to choose. That's a very godly number. And so anytime you're talking about the number 38, you're talking about 11, and 11 is mastery. It's a code word. It's a code number for mastery. I don't know why they're doing it, but the fact that 38 keeps coming up, LeBron scored over 38,000 points on the 30th day of the year. You know what I mean? There's a lot of 38s involved with that, and I know that 11 is mastery. But back to what we were talking about. Oh yeah, big up 11-11. Yep, it's 11-11 now. It's 11-11 now. Hey, Tashina, I just took a screenshot. I'm about to send you this. Matter of fact, I'm about to text it to you right now. 11-11. I be goddamn time. Anyway. So, back to what we talking about. Salute to y'all, man. Again, salute to the chat room. 282 to y'all. Man, salute to y'all. Much love to y'all. Y'all know, look, I'm not getting into it to tell Tariq what he needs to do. I'm not talking about this to talk about to the other guys. This is just my point of view on what we need to do, because people are going to have their spats. Because there's going to be a lot of people saying, Tariq shouldn't do this, Tariq shouldn't do that, he's a leader, blah, blah, blah. The man that said he's not a leader. And even if you do see him as leader, this is where we are right now in this country right now. Can you dig it? Listen to me real fast, jive suckers. Speaking that jive, all the way live, Clive. Anyway, this is why I'm saying this. We're in a new age, we're in a new time. The age of needing leadership, that pie-seeing bullshit is over. That era is done. There are no more leaders. The whole reason why I end every broadcast with there are no perfect messengers, only perfect messages for those who are willing to peep the game. I say that as a preemptive strike. I say that because I know that I'm going to do things that are going to show and prove that I'm not perfect. I will guarantee show you niggas that I'm not perfect. Because I promise I'm going to do some dumb shit. Because I'm human. It's part of my humanity. We're profound and profane. We're both. We are light and dark. We are God and the devil. We're all of that shit. Only thing is, most of you niggas don't want to acknowledge your dark side. You want to blame some red nigga with horns on his head. And the whole time, you was the villain motherfucker, not them, not somebody else. Well, me, I acknowledge my villain. I accept it. I'm definitely a villain. And I'm also an angel. It depends on what time of day it is and who I'm dealing with. And so are you. It ain't just me, it's you too. All of you niggas is angels to somebody. All of you niggas are demons to somebody. And you're also God. Especially when you make children. God damn, there must be something going on. It must be a police chase. I got like 4 helicopters up. Y'all see that? Let's see if y'all can see. Let's see if y'all can see. Y'all see that? Oh, you got married on 1/11? That's dope. Oh, yeah. Oh, it must be, it's a police chase going on. I know when a police chase is going on. And did y'all see my tweet when I was involved in that police chase on Tuesday? Oh, yeah, it's a police chase. This is the news following a police chase. Damn it, I'm talking to you niggas. I like watching police chases on TV. But I'm talking to y'all. Fuck. Hey, Butter Love, you in LA. Is it a chase on right now? But I was involved. Man, all I know is I'm going to get back to Quan. Put me back on spot. All right? Put me back on spot, Quan, please. Now, I'm talking about we both, the villain and the God. Put me back on spot, Quan. But on Tuesday, did y'all see my tweet? I was literally going like 86 miles an hour. I know I was going 86 miles an hour because I saw this car shoot past me going fast as fuck. I was like, God damn, that nigga going fast. And I looked down at my shit and I was going 86 on a 405 freeway. I was going 86. And that nigga shot past me. Nigga, 7 seconds later, douche. That nigga hit the center median and spun out. And then hit the tree, and then got out his car and ran. Mind you, where he hit the center median was the lane I was in. So I had to whoop, then I had to whamp, then I had to whoop to get around that motherfucker, and I did. But if y'all go to my Twitter, I screen recorded the part where that bastard went around me and crashed. Well, anyway. Yeah, Butter Love, check and see if it's, because it's definitely a chase, because it's like 6 helicopters. It's like, those are news. I just look, Those ain't police helicopters. Those are news helicopters. Well, there was one police helicopter and like 4 news helicopters. Oh yeah, here they go. Yeah, they chasing that nigga. Yep, it's a chase. Get him! It's like 6 more cop cars coming. Yep. See, I know my city. I know my city. I know when it's a chase. I know when it's a chase in my city. As soon as I saw them helicopters, I said, oh yeah, they chasing somebody. Go on down there. Yeah. I know my city. I know my city. I know when it's a chase. But yeah, y'all, I was in the chase. It was on a 405 freeway going through Inglewood. And I saw that car go past me. That nigga hit the center median about 100 feet in front of me. No, about 200 feet in front of me. And if you go back and look at the news, you see my car. Let me do it for y'all one again. I hit a whoomp. Then I hit a whamp. Then I hit a whoomp whamp. And I got around that motherfucker. Yeah, they getting that nigga. That nigga. Get him. That should be fun. I love these chases. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, I said get him. Y'all know that nigga almost hit my car. And he was a murder suspect too. See, the people I want to get away are the people who robbed some. I want the people who stole something to get away. Insurance to get that. If they stole something, I want them to get away. You know what I mean? If they just slap somebody up, I want them to get away. But if they kill somebody, nah. That's what the police is for. Fuck you niggas. If somebody murdered somebody, that's why I pay taxes. Get that nigga. But if they just stole something from somebody, then yeah, let them go. But anyway, back to what we was talking about. Back to what we were talking about. If they stole my stuff, that's what I have insurance for. I don't give a fuck. Man, look, I don't give a shit about material, nothing. You steal me, look, I got insurance. You steal my shit, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna file an insurance claim with Allstate, and I'm gonna go buy some new shit, and I'm gonna keep living my life. Niggas broke in my car one time. They broke in my car, stole my sound system. Niggas broke in my car, stole my sound system. Stole some other shit that I had. You know what I did? I filed an insurance claim, and I got some more shit, and I kept living my life. What's up, Netta J? That's what I did. So, all that, oh, they stole my stuff. Fuck that shit. Get some new shit. Back to what we talking about, angels and gods. We are all angels. We are all gods. And it's in that acceptance of that within yourself, you give other people that leeway. Oh, Butter Love, you found it? See, I told you. Look, I know my city. I saw them 4 helicopters. I said, that's a police chase going on. Butter Love, you said it's on channel 11. I knew it was a chase on. It was way too many helicopters in the sky for it not to be a chase. It's on the 110 now? Okay, yeah, I still see them helicopters going. I still see them. Yep. Is it going north on the 110? Oh, it's on 4? Okay. Well, anyway, let me see. Hold on, let me see something. Oh, shit. My wife ain't in here? I'm about to watch this shit on TV. I'm about to watch it on TV and talk to y'all. Anyway, back to what we was talking about. You gotta accept that within yourself. You gotta accept the fact that you're love and you're a demon. You're both. And when you accept that, you give other people that leeway. You give other people that space. Because the worst thing you can do is to put your faith in other people. That's the worst thing you can do. Because when you put your faith in people, all it takes is the media to say one or two things about that person. And if your faith is in the person, the ideology that person stood for dies. That's how it works. That's how it works. That's how it works. When you put your faith in people, and those people's images get tarnished, or they get involved in disputes beyond their control, Tariq can't control it. Like, dude coming up to his museum, he can't control that. Tariq can't control that. Tariq can't control people trying to vandalize his museum. But him responding to that is making a lot of other people fight back and forth. And you having these Twitter spaces with people instigating. I don't really be checking the internet like that, but I'm pretty sure within the next day or two, Michi X is going to have a video up. Yvette Carnell and her forehead's going to have a video up. O'Shea Duke Jackson's going to have a video about it, I'm sure. And all of the internet gossipers about to make this whole thing while we're sitting here talking about reparations. And the discussion of reparations gets thrown off because people are looking at the messenger and not the message. And then because people oftentimes want the messenger to be perfect. And Tariq ain't perfect. And the situation he's in, you know this shit's about to get used and get manipulated to get into the topic of reparations. Turn down. I don't want these niggas. I'll get your candles. Lightthemood.com. Jayless candles. Anyway. That is what we're talking about. When people put all of their stock into people, that's dangerous, because when that person does something that's not favorable in the eyes of people, whether that thing was in their control or not, it thwarts the whole message. And when you're dealing with, my solution to that is what I was just talking about, angels and God. That's my solution. I always see solutions to the problems, just like what Michael Jackson said, man in the mirror. Michael Jackson wasn't bullshitting when he said, look at the man in the mirror. You want to change the world, change yourself. So when you see people that you so-called look up to or don't look up to operating in their humanity, you running around saying, he shouldn't have did that, and he shouldn't have said that. He a leader. Leaders shouldn't be doing that. Leaders shouldn't be doing this. That conversation is born out of people who haven't taken their own responsibility in this whole thing we in. You know what I mean? You got to accept that you are the leader you're looking for. And whatever changes you want to see in the world, play your part. You may not get to the level of, following that he has. And I think that's what going into like the whole Taharka Bey and the Pan-Africanism dude. I think a lot of that is their issue. Why are they so focused on what Tariq is doing? Why does him doing a rally and opening a museum tickle your twine? Why are these grown ass men? Why y'all nipples getting hard over what he doing? These are people who psychologically haven't accepted themselves on some level because they haven't tapped into their own humanity and what they're here to do. And when you haven't tapped into yourself, you go hard at people who did. When you haven't tapped into yourself, you see what somebody who has tapped into themselves and what they do, you see them as a threat. You see them as a problem. You see their win as your loss. Speaking of house music, this is the first disco song ever, this along with Love's Theme. And all house music is based on this song right here, the 4 on the floor beat in house music, techno, electronica, EDM. That's all based in the 4 on the floor stylings of this song right here. Do, that pulsative, do, 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 do. Quick little music history lesson on Black History Month. All techno is based on this 4 on the floor drum stylings. Back to what we're talking about. We have these things. Oh, what's up, Linus? So when you're dealing with a Taharka, when you're dealing with the other dude, the Pan-African dude, these are people that have some level of genius within them, because everyone has genius within them. Everybody has a level of genius within them. But you get to the point of getting into other people's business and their business affecting yours when you didn't tap into what you got to offer. To me, it's the Dwight Howard analogy. For those of you who follow basketball, I use Dwight Howard as the analogy. If Dwight Howard accepted the fact that he's not Shaq, but he could never be the next Shaq, but he could possibly be the next Bill Russell, he would have gone a lot further. Dwight Howard was one of the greatest shot blockers and rebounders and defenders of all time. His rebounding skills were far above average. They were all-time great. But he wanted to be Shaq. He didn't have Shaq's footwork. He had small hands and couldn't catch. He could dunk, but he didn't have Shaq's footwork and he didn't have Shaq's size. But he wanted to be Shaq. So although Dwight Howard probably will make the Hall of Fame, he didn't make the top 75 team. And of course he had the injury. But we didn't get the best of Dwight Howard because Dwight Howard was too busy being Shaq than he was being Dwight Howard. Had he fully jumped into Dwight Howard, I think we would have seen rebounding numbers we haven't seen since Wilt. We would have seen somebody who could control the paint defensively better than Elijah Wan. But he sacrificed those skills by not being Dwight Howard, by trying to be Shaq. Don't be like that. Don't be Dwight Howard. Don't look at the next man's skill set. Don't look at the next man's skill set. Oh, he's in Linwood now? I'm listening to this right here. Morning sunrise. Morning sunrise. Doom, doom, doom. Yeah, that's my shit right there. Anyway, so the lesson in the Dwight Howard analogy is what we're seeing with what's going on with this Taharka Bey guy and this Pan-African guy. I don't see any other reason why they're so busy on what Tariq got going on. These are two cats that, from my perspective, I don't know. I don't know them either. Either way, I don't care to know them. I don't care to know any of these niggas, honestly. I'm DeWan motherfucking Brown. I'll be in my own goddamn world. But I do want to use this as an example with these. For them to be on Tariq so hard, that tells me they've never tapped into their own shit. These brothers probably got a genius in some area that they do every day for free, that they don't even think they can make money at. But they see someone with Tariq's following, and they see that as their way to come up. Don't be like that. You know what I mean? Yes, Harold, you're right. My singing voice sucks. Hey, y'all want some chill vibe out music? Y'all need to fuck with Ramp. This is a band that Roy Ayers put together. They were called Roy Ayers Music Project. That's what Ramp means. This song right here is about waking up to your inner self. Want to see daylight, daylight in my life. That song is about waking up to your inner self and seeing the daylight, because no matter how dark it is inside of you, brothers and sisters, daylight is right around the corner. And that's what that song was talking about. So, back to what we're talking about. The way you can get a Taharka Bey, the way you can get a Pan-African dude to be the way they be, is these are people who never tapped into themselves and who they are. Brother Love, he got out and left. See, okay, if it's a bunch of them, if it's a bunch of people running from the police, that means it wasn't a murder suspect then. I mean, they probably just robbed something. I mean, okay, yeah, I want them to get away. If they did, oh yeah, okay, I see it right here. Oh, it just came to now. I'm looking right now. Okay. Oh, these motherfuckers is in South. Okay, they off Manchester. Oh, that's over there. I know exactly where that is. I used to get my small check over there. It's a little Mexican spot over there that's like, they like $29 for the small check. And they'll pass you guaranteed. Well, if you want the guaranteed passies, it's going to be like a little more than $29. If you want the but it's right over there where that Chase is, Butter Love. Okay. I know exactly where They off Manchester. Okay. They right off the 110. Hell, that's where I gotta go to pick up rent. All right, back to what we talking about. No, I don't need a small check, Black. That's my old car. My last 3 cars have been brand new. But back in the day, when I used to have this Tahoe, that's why I went to get my Tahoe small check for the guaranteed passies. But ever since I got rid of that Tahoe, all my cars have been brand new. And I got to get a new car every 2 to 3 years because I drive a fuck ton. I drive a lot. I got a hybrid. I got a hybrid Honda Accord. Hybrid Honda Accord Touring Edition. Got to get that Touring. I got my hybrid. My car I have now, my hybrid I have right now, this is the least amount of miles I've had. I've had this car for like 18 months. This is the least amount of miles. I have 34,000 miles in my car. This is the least amount of miles I've ever had on a car 18 months in. Usually 18 months in, I'm at about 50,000 miles. Somewhere between 40 and 50. I'm only at 34 right now, so I'm doing good. Well, back to what we talking about. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this hybrid. I got my last 2 Hondas brand new, but I put 80,000 miles on them shits real fast. So like, time for another one. Well, back to what we talking about. So you said dogs going off in your yard, Quan? Yeah, you better. You keep that strap on you. Keep it on you. Be careful. Check back in with us in 30 seconds. If Quan don't check back in with us in 30 seconds, somebody call the police. Well, anyway, what's up, man? Time for blunt number 2. And I'm gonna be fucking with y'all till this blunt's over with. When this blunt's over with, I'm gonna stop talking. But I got the slow burning blunt. So this blunt probably gonna last about 30 minutes. Cause this is the slow burn. They ain't telling me, they ain't sponsoring me, so I ain't telling you what it is. But it's some good ass blunts. But anyway, back to what we talking about. What's up, Eric Wick? What's up, Dr. Sinister? Kirk Owen? Good seeing y'all. Skew Raider, Amir Lester, Emmanuel, Quee. My bad for not acknowledging y'all. Black McBain, good seeing y'all. Well, why am I? Well, let's reset. Let's reset tonight. Let's reset. Back to the top. Music. Well, y'all can't see me. I was going back to the top. We were talking about the situation between Taharka Bey, Tariq, Pan-Africanism strikes back, and you know what I mean? What the overall message of tonight's broadcast, show, whatever the fuck you want to call it, I don't give a damn. Discussion, Q&A, whatever it is. The whole point of this is for us to maintain a level head. Whether you agree with how Tariq responds or not, it's really irrelevant. Let's just tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Whether or not you agree, it includes me, I'm including myself in this. I'm not saying y'all, I'm not over here saying that my opinion matters and yours don't. No, I'm saying none of our opinions matter, including mine. So whether you agree with his approach to this or not, my name is Chuck, I don't give a fuck. Don't allow it to take us off the mission of reparations and becoming more politically savvy and getting a better knowledge of self. All that tie in. All of that ties in. You hear me? All that ties in. Don't let that get you off your square with this. And how they handle it is how they handle it. Niggas ain't gonna move perfectly, y'all. People we love are gonna do things we do not like. People we don't like are gonna sometimes be right. That's just what it is. Sometimes you're wrong when you're right. And you were right. But it's gonna be perceived as wrong. The way DwannBrown sees it, you fly across the country, go to somebody's establishment, and according to your own words, Taharka Bey, he hit a U-turn, so you walk up to his car. That's what Taharka Bey said in his response. I saw a dude, he had this black Denali, and in that black Denali hit a U-turn. He's not in Baltimore. That black Denali hit a U-turn. And when he hit that U-turn, I walked up to it. I didn't watch his whole response, but I saw that part. I didn't sit through his whole video. Somebody tagged me in this video. And when they tagged me in the video, in the live, I just saw that part and then got back out. I didn't even see I don't even know if the Pan-African dude said. But I saw that part of the Taharka Bey, and I just saw him say, the dude hit a U-turn, it is a black Denali, and I walks up to it. In my opinion, if you walk up to somebody, you deserve to get slapped. Nigga probably should have laid the people's elbow drop on your ass. That's really what should have happened. That nigga should have got slapped, then rock bottom, if you smell what Dwan is cooking. That nigga should have got slapped, rock bottom, and the people's elbow. Yeah. But, at the same time, what's up, Lori Brown? At the same time, a lot of people in the masses are going to see it as wrong. Because the masses won't take time to find the details. The masses are going to say, well, they don't care, because the masses are lame brain, just tell the truth. The masses are going to say, I don't care what it is. You speak for the people. You shouldn't be slapping nobody. That's what people are going to say. They're not going to find out the details, nor do they care to. And that's what I say to those of us who are paying attention and see what's going on and we care about reparations. We stay focused on our goal. Said black man FBA buying up all the land in Nevis. You're asking, that is some definite agent provocateur behavior. You know? So So that's just the thing, you know? That's just the thing. We got to keep pushing. Now I want to talk about Ice Cube. And this is in the title also. Ice Cube said, the on code, as always, Ice Cube, said BillBoard magazine is irrelevant. Because BillBoard magazine came out with their top 50 rappers. And for my regulars in here, my mods, what did I say? What did I say? What did I say? I'm live. My wife. What did I tell y'all last week on this very steps, in this very darknesses, in this very dark, what did I tell you niggas? I said Eminem, I said they're gonna put Jay-Z at number 1 and Eminem's gonna be in the top 5. Didn't I say that? I said they've had enough heat from black people. They know not to put Eminem at number 1. But Jay-Z is the elected Negro. He's the good boy. Jay-Z is the good boy. Come on in here, Nick. I mean, Jay-Z. Tell these niggas to come back and watch football. We'll give you a job. Tell them to stop kneeling. Okay, yes, master boss. All right, hey, Jay-Z, we want to gentrify Brooklyn. We gonna give you a 0.000000001% stake of ownership in this team. Tell them niggas you own it so we can get this Barclays Arena built. Come on in here, nigga. And then make a song about it, too. Now I'm parking my own arena. And then when he sold his stake in the team, y'all know Jay-Z sold his stake in the team for the New Jersey or Brooklyn Nets. When he sold his interest to open up Rock Nation, that nigga got like 300 grand. Do y'all know a box seat for one season costs more than 300 grand in that same arena? So, Jay-Z, we've been using you for a long time to deceive these dumb niggas that don't look under the hood. Jay-Z is Mr. Flash and Cash. Just put him out there. Matter of fact, nigga, make some music that's gonna make them niggas spend all their goddamn money. And what did Jay-Z say? Jay-Z say, I could rap like Common Sense, but that won't make me no sense. Ain't that what he said? These evil motherfuckers tell you what they doing right in front of your face. If you listen, and then a perceptive nigga like me who listen, because I have heard every Jay-Z song that he's ever put out. I've heard every album at least 4 times. Some of them albums I've heard way more than 4 times. I picked up on the messages, but you niggas was dancing. I was listening. One thing Jay-Z does well, one thing he did well in his music career, see, you know how they say in life, in the spiritual teachings, call those things that be not as though they were? Isn't that faith? Calling those things that be not as though they were? Working magic it's like the movie Inception. If you ever seen the movie Inception, whatever you want people to believe about you, you say it yourself. You can't. Muhammad Ali said he thought he was the greatest before he became the greatest. And you put it out there in the music. So he calls himself Hove. Every album reminds you of his stats. Today, I was listening to Thank You, and I love that song, Thank You. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is your song, not mine. Then he says, I have 12, where I have 10 Grammys, maybe now 11. In that song, Thank You, he's reminding you of how many Grammys he got. He's reminding you, every album, Jay-Z's gonna have a song telling you how many the last album sold, how many Grammys he got. I'm at the Mayweather fight, watching Pacquiao box him up. He's gonna always put himself in as a godlike status in front of you through his music. And if and it's gonna be behind the dopest beats ever. Because one thing he's done with his career is the way Jay-Z's always been able to continue to level up is whatever the next new hot sound is, he jumps on it early. He's very smart like that. Penn State, y'all the new hot sound. I'm gonna come to Philly and kick it with y'all until your 3, because music happens in 3-year runs. Then when your 3-year run is up, I'm gonna do a song with Coldplay because Kanye did a song with Coldplay, and I'm gonna get that audience. Oh, we got Jay-Z knows how to find the next. Well, not now. He's gotten older now, but from '96 to 2000, well, really, yeah, till Magna Carta, well, 444, even 444. That was him grifting off the conscious movement. 444 was him grifting off the conscious movement. And I called it out back then. After I went to his concert to see it. Because I went to that 444 tour, nigga. I got my free title for 6 months for going to that concert. But I read between lines. I don't listen to what you're telling me. I listen to what you, I look at what you, I watch how you move. So the way Jay-Z moves shows me that, you know, he with them. He they boy. Especially when he got with Beyonce. He's like, why are you with President Obama all the goddamn time? I was asking them questions then back in 2008. I remember back in 2008, it threw me off. I'm like, why? I'm like, it's cool to see, Jay-Z with Obama. I see Obama, what he doing. I was like a lot of you niggas, I voted for Obama. I was happy as hell to see Obama as president 2008, 2009. I was on that Obama juice like, hell yeah. Even though I was like, hell yeah with Obama, I was like, why he with Jay-Z? I remember what Ice Cube said, I'll never have dinner with the president. I'll never have dinner with the president. So, that let me know Jay-Z is they boy. Why am I saying all that? Going to this BillBoard top 50 rappers of all time. The way niggas been responding lately, the way we trashed that top 200 singers list, which my top 200 singers list, I promise y'all, will be out next week. I was working on it today. It's done. I just got to refine some shit. It's finished, but I got to refine some shit. It'll be out next week. When they credentialize people, that's so they can use them later on. And so the whole Eminem thing, niggas have been shitting. I appreciate that, Tyrone McLeod. Niggas have been shitting on these white publications. See, 5 years ago, they would have definitely put Eminem at number 1. 10 years ago, no doubt Eminem would have been number 1. No doubt. 10 years ago, 5 years ago. I'm with you, Black McBang. Eminem does just stay quiet. I do respect that more than Jay-Z. At least Eminem stays quiet. I'll roll with you on that, Black McBang. I'll roll with you on that. I'd rather people stay quiet than talk about certain things. So, Eminem shouldn't be in the top 300 rappers. Me personally, I'm putting the Gospel Gangsters ahead of Eminem. Matter of fact, I'm putting Tina Marie ahead of Eminem. She did her thing in Square Business. No, that's too far. That's too far. I'll put Eminem ahead of Tina Marie. Anyway, Eminem is a mediocre rapper, but he's white. So a mediocre white rapper means the all-time great. He's not great, he's not bad, he's in the middle. Eminem is in the middle. He's not the greatest rapper, he's not the worst rapper. He's right there in the middle, mediocre. But him being mediocre entitles him to top 5 position in white publications, and most of these niggas are gonna go along with it. So I told you niggas Jay-Z was gonna be number 1. Because like I said, he is their boy. If you think I'm bullshitting, I think it was either 2 times ago I was live or 3 times ago I was live from this very porch in the dark. I told y'all Jay-Z gonna be number 1. I told you niggas, and I did the shit recorded. It's on film, documented. Cause that's what they need these boys for. So now that that boy got that credential, when it's time when they think they need him to speak to black society, he's gonna come a running. He's gonna come a running. So Ice Cube said that BillBoard don't have the credibility. And I agree. What the fuck is BillBoard doing talking about rapper? BillBoard, I remember when I was a kid, BillBoard didn't acknowledge rap. BillBoard always had heavy metal, the artists, the country artists. Whenever Michael Jackson had something new coming out, they put him on there. To be black and be on BillBoard, you have to either be Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson, nigga. I seriously doubt the BillBoard ever had the OJs on it. I tell you what, BillBoard never had Johnny Gill on the cover. They didn't have no Gerald Levert. BillBoard magazine didn't cover the brand Nubians. BillBoard didn't cover Rodney O and Joe Cooley. BillBoard didn't have centerfolds and covers of motherfucking Salt and Pepper or nigga, BillBoard didn't give a fuck about Dub C. So what the fuck they talking about hip hop for now? They'd have whatever white, blue-eyed soul art down. They'd always have a blue-eyed soul. If it was a white person doing R&B, they'd be on the cover of BillBoard. BillBoard never did a profile asking whatever happened to Orange Juice Jones. They never did that. They never asked, did Orange Juice Jones ever find out who was walking in the rain with his gal? They don't give a fuck. BillBoard never made an article about West Side Connection. They never put Nas on the cover of it in the 90s. Nigga, please. The fuck they doing talking about our music? People have been asking me all the time about this whole top 50 rapper thing, and I ain't been getting involved. That nigga Orange Juice Jones was mad in that song. He was like, yeah, I'ma leave you. That nigga was hurt at the end of that song. So, but that's what you hip hop niggas get. Cause all you niggas do is rank artists. Rank. Who's the best rapper? Instead of talking about who the fuck you like the most, who you listen to the most. Hell, we listen to half these people top 10. 3 of those 5 artists in the top 10, they don't even listen to that much. They just put them 3 in there because everybody else say they in there. All these niggas want to put Eminem in the top. Can't tell you the last time they listened to an Eminem CD top to bottom. Album or whatever. So, salute to Ice Cube for staying on code, not giving a fuck about their list, not even giving it any kind of acknowledgement, serious acknowledgement. Salute to Ice Cube. We need more rappers to be on that vibration. But this blunt is coming to an end. Are you my friend? So I'm going to close this out by saying this. The world is an internal journey. Whatever changes you want to see being made, you make those within yourself. If somebody you perceive as a leader does something that doesn't, from your perception, seem right, keep pushing forward. The media tarnishes in somebody's image or use something to try to make the movement look bad, keep pushing forward. Listen to the song Free Your Mind by Funkadelic. Free your mind and your ass will follow. The kingdom of heaven is within. Free your mind and your ass will follow. The kingdom of heaven is within. What that means is stop demanding more of other people than you're willing to give of yourself. You dig? You want somebody else to be more forgiving? Then you be forgiving of that cousin that you stopped talking to 15 years ago because they owe you $200. I ain't saying y'all got to be friends, but at least forgive the motherfucker and let it go. Be what you want other people to be. All right? And love yourself. Love yourself. And remember, there are no perfect messengers. Only perfect message is for those willing to pick up the game. I'm out.